So in the news this week, it's been confirmed that Salford City need more money. The club owned by Manchester United legends have admitted they have had a struggle recently, and after failing to get their club out of League 2, it is time they go for a different approach. As good luck to the Ammies with the project they're doing right now. However, we're changing it up a bit. Yes, that's right. Today, instead of going for the Moneyball approach they're trying, we're giving the job to Gary Neville himself, one of the owners who has a challenge. And do you guys want kits like this one, or even this one? If you do, make sure to check out Soccer Deal Shop, link in the description. Cheap and affordable replica kits, and if you use MWS in the promo code checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. And today we have to rebuild that squad you see in front of you, however, only with free agents. That's right, that 3 million in the bank account can only be spent on player contracts. And to make it more difficult, we are only allowed to sign one free agent regen a season. That's right, we can't just go ahead and replace the majority of these teams with really good potential players. We've got to do it the hard way, and first of all, we've got to start by changing this squad. As after switching it up a little bit, you know, it's not too bad down here in League 2. I mean, the table in real life doesn't reflect that, and we do have main player Bolton who's left. But overall, I think with a few signings to Salford, we can be good. As to identify who we need, I think I already just spotted it. Alex Cairns is 30-year-old, the captain keeper, so probably a goalkeeper first up for us. Also, we've got to mention that we've got 2 good players on loan, which isn't good, and a lot out of contract already. So I think the method to the madness, and what we're going to do is sign players, then come back to contract. Or actually, to be fair, I could sign them all up and then, of course, sell them for profit. But at the moment, we're not going to be doing that. And also, it's worth mentioning, we cannot touch our youth academy. That's right, we're making it hard for ourselves. The only thing we can do is do that with the transfer status, put free agents on, and go shopping that way for some new players into the market. So let's see what we can conjure up. As here we go, starting strong with the position, of course, we needed in the goal. Welcome to the club, the Icelandic free agent, Elias Raif Olason. Don't know much about him, but let's see how good he is, as he's going to be joined by 2 smart signings as well to round it up to just 3 in this first window. And this is going to be Callan Elliott, of course, from Australia. That's where most free agents reside in the first season. As the second one, Elijah Just, and he has come in just perfectly, as he can replace Bolton. That's right, Just goes on the wing. We're going to try and sell Bolton, and as you can see, he'll have to be trained as a right mid. And also, Elliot Watt will have to be trained as a centre mid. I didn't even realise him in the reserves. Definitely didn't mean to miss him. As let's hope, of course, we don't miss this man, Luke Bolton, who hasn't gone to Wrexham like real life in this save. Instead, a move to the Championship. As like I said, only signing 3 players, and the sale of Bolton gets our money up a little bit. And with that, of course, we've gone ahead and signed everyone who will sign to a new contract, but Matt Smith, Mariappa and Lund all won't agree to one, as they'll stay in the team still as we approach our first game. Of course, all signings done. On to Harrogate. As come on, we can't turn into the Salford of real life, struggling at the bottom of League 2, as the first game right here is a win for the Ammies. Gary Neville's reign, unlike Valencia, starts with the success right here with his own club. As where can the ex-Manchester United right-back take his team, though, for the remainder of the year? As come on, Gary Neville, I've got faith in you, even though it's for Salford and not Grimsby, the team I support in the league we're playing in. And to be fair, they're 9th. But where are we? We're doing better than my club, as Salford City sit on 46 points, although in the playoffs, and behind the likes of Bradford, Stockport County and Barrow, which of course We've got to try and chase. Don't know if you clocked right there as well that Bradford City was sitting top of the league with 0 defeats. No catching them as we try to catch Accrington out as we are through in the BSM trophy. Not going to check the rest of them just for now though, because I've been flagged to how our team is looking. Yeah, not too great. I mean, the new signings doing okay, especially and especially Olafsson. But ex-centre-back Mariappa, or Premier League centre-back should I say, struggling. And Talisman Smith, who's very physical and very tall, must be not scoring goals. Fortunately enough for ourselves though, of course free agents don't appear halfway through, and we do have the replacements at the club. We can stick Callum Morton in striker, who was on that bench, and same with Vassell, who was our backup centre-back. Perfect replacements, them two as well, and I think they were stronger than Smith and Mariappa originally. Oh, wow. And remember when I said we wouldn't catch Bradford? Well, look, Bradford didn't have the best second half of the season, and Salford City are league winners. That's right, without making a signing. We've gone ahead and won it. However, we didn't manage to get the victory over fellow league rivals Accrington in the Bristol Street Motors. Still though, we've got to check the FA Cup, but in round 3 we were beaten by League 2 rivals Newport. Not a great run in the cup for us, definitely, as in the Carabao Cup, we were beaten by that team Bradford. Gotta keep my eye out if any Bradford players somehow make it onto the market, and of course our free agents. Although our team as a whole is actually good enough. Callum Hendry with an injury, but I'm liking this. Maybe an issue with age around the squad, but the 2 players we brought in Just and Olafsson, very, very good for the future, definitely. As for the immediate future though, I was thinking about signing a striker, but oh my days, the Callums. Callum Hendry, the injured man, and Callum Morton scoring over 20 each. And then Connor McKaylee. It is the 3 C's that have got Salford champions. Right, and season number 2 already in League 1. That was a nice start. Winning a trophy and getting into this difficult division. Let's now see how we can do in it though. But of course, before we get started with games, gotta check the squad, and I love to see that we've got 2 almost 70 rated. That is a good sign. However, it is probably a centre-back I'd want overall. Unlucky Vassell, I think he'll drop to the bench. Elliott can stay in, and maybe a left mid. Connor McKelleney did score goals last year, and oh my days, we need a backup striker, as we'll have players out of contract. And £7 million, I mean, we can sign as many free agents as we want, of course. But of course, within a bit of reasoning, as we've got to sign contracts up, and of course, we can only go for one that is a regen. As I've done contracts, I've done them, and it's not much difference between League 2 and League 1 money-wise. So £7 million is what we will remain with, and let's go and get the players we need. As the first player, here we go. I mean, he's a left mid, and we've done quite well with this one. Welcome to the club, Inigo Cordoba, and I tell you what, we have really lucked out, as instantly highest rated in the club at 73 in League 1. As the second player, in fact, is another left winger, because I want to get 2 in. Sorry, McAlney, but you may be gone. As Samip Lagzir, or Lagsir, I think he will get in the team eventually. Not straight away, as same can be said for this man. Good, but not first team quality. Our backup striker for this season in particular is Kelvin, and that's all I'm going to call him, Kelvin. As them 2 on the bench make sure that we're a little bit more capable. Just a tad bit. Only Birko to be replaced, the left back on the bench, and he will be replaced by Vassell. As here is our centre-back, signed of course, and I said we could have 1 regen, and this time we've gone for this man called Ronnie Davison, who honestly looks phenomenal. 66 rated, so he goes straight into the first team, right-footed, and only 17. Brilliant player to slip straight into that team, as yeah, we're already ready for the season. As our first fixture in this League 1 competitive league, I'm guessing is Wigan. And come on, Salford lads, let's give a good account of ourselves. If we don't win, at least come close. I mean, we're the only team making bloody substitutions, as a 0-0 will settle for in our League One opener. And how did that first win prepare us for this season? I mean, looking at the table, it prepared us very well. Oh no, we didn't win the first game, did I? I've already forgot because it's been a long moment and we're not far off the top. Blackpool was leading the way. We were 1 point behind us. Are we already out of the BSM trophy? Yes, we are. We finished bloody bottom of our group and Lincoln City beat us. Didn't win a game. We had won that, and a weird looking team because we've had some progression and then none at all. And Lafson is injured, our goalkeeper, who is actually one of the joint best players. And I know we're not far off. But I'm looking at that team and I am thinking, although we've got some 65 rated around the squad, Garbot's getting old and we could replace him. We've got no other left backs at the squad at all, so you know, we are going to sign one. As welcome to the club, Nathan Ferguson, ex-Premier League, as hopefully he can help us, well, get there in the long term. As end of the season, where have we finished with a squad that looks very good? I mean, we put Kelvin in and Malan still. He's the replacement, but who's played in his place? Oh, damn. I didn't even realise we've got Ashley hiding in the reserves. I guess he's been playing. Sometimes the game doesn't actually hinder you. It helps you, as we've helped ourselves to top of the league for the second time. Although, however, Barnsley have got 2 games in hand and Charlton. And can we actually... Yes, we can. I may have spoken too soon because Plymouth as well and Blackpool. We could be caught out here. Azar, we spoke too soon. Still, though, it's automatic promotion. We don't win a trophy, but we didn't really expect that. Salford City already in the championship. What an achievement. I can't believe this, as in the FA Cup, beaten by the Terriers, and in the FA Cup, we lost on penalties. But hey, to Brentford, playing good against a Prem team. As we'll evaluate where needs signing next season, all hands to, though, Cordoba's contract. We'll give him an extra bit of money just for the inconvenience. Thank you for staying. As we'll need his 17 goals in the championship as we approach it, upcoming right now. As third season here, championship fever, and to be fair, we could replace the whole team. We need to stand a chance at surviving in this division. It's a big step up, although could we step up again? I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm going to go out there and sign a left centre-back and definitely a left centre mid. As looking at the bench, when we drop the 2 players currently in them positions, it looks kind of strong enough. Or actually, we could do with a backup keeper for on the bench or a first-team keeper over Elias, as we've got to be smart in our thought process this season, as we've got a regen, of course. We can sign one of those, and if we're lucky, we could maybe get a player better than him because we do have the money. As here we go, we've got our free agent, and you'll have to keep on guessing which position he's going to be in, as I'll show you in a second, but he goes by the name of Paul Ferry, and he is a Frenchman. Hopefully a bit of an N'Golo Kante, revealing his position slightly there as the centre-back we've got. What an acquisition in Alessandro Fontarosa, coming across from his release at Inter, I think? As them 2 additions are perfect for our team, and especially Fontarosa, who is a left-footed defender. Oh, and of course we do need that backup keeper. That one is pending, and we're going to try and bring someone in with championship experience. As here he is, he's come through the door, Ryan Alsop. Been at Cardiff, been at Derby, and I'm pretty sure he's been at Hull. He shouldn't be asking for too much game time, and yeah, I think that's our team complete. I can't change strikers. I just can't do it to the lads. I have honestly fallen in love with Callum Hendry, Callum Horton, and of course my man Kelvin. And our first championship fixture here with Salford. And we've got to speak on how good Gary Neville's been as a manager. He's doing an excellent job, but it's Stoke City first, and they're a good team. But we've just got some big coaches installed, as they haven't done their job straight away. Only a 2-2 draw. But I say only, we haven't been at this level, and Kelvin, my man, Please keep that up all season. But Salford City so far, not doing awfully. Then again, not doing the greatest in the championship. As Preston North End are the team we have in the Carabao. Bit of locality in that game, not too much. And in the Carabao Cup, we were out somewhere in that. Don't care too much about those competitions though, as the squad. I mean, it's looking alright. We could definitely do with some better players at the moment though. I mean, Elliot, man, I had so much trust in you. Same with Callum Morton, who looked to be going well, but now I think them two could do with replacing. As I apologise to those lads, you'll still be part of the plans for the immediate future, but you might have to sit on the bench, as the first replacement is Alan Godoy as a striker, and the second one, Emil Kraft as a right back. Two quality additions, if you ask me right there. Godoy, not the highest rated so far, but is still very young. And I mean, the growth at the end of the season, when I look at it, has been actually very, very good. I hope the league position reflects that as wow. Okay, so Salford's second half of the season were dominant. Have we got a cup run to go with it? I don't see us anywhere in the FA Cup. Probably beaten in the first round. And Carabao Cup, we knew we were out of. I mean, there's one player in the team that definitely isn't growing. I mean, I'm ruining next season by saying it, but Elias Ramphalassen just isn't growing any longer, especially when you see the rest of the ratings. I mean, 77 in Cordoba, 75 in Davison. Regen growth, it's absolutely phenomenal, as still Cordoba is dominating the goals. Kelvin was second and Morton was third, joint on 12. Still doing pretty good. As I realise I've already basically spoilt this season by telling you who I want to sign, we know that our goalkeeper Olafsson is holding up, so that's position 1. But we want more than just that. Our fullbacks are decent, both 73 rated, but Kraft we're not getting growth from. Our strikers are young, so I am going to trust them and just get pushed out of the team. And I don't know what our aim is this season. Promotion-wise, maybe just staying up-wise. But this man, a huge player in fact, Chris Smalling, I saw him as a free agent and I just couldn't resist. You can't blame me for thinking about it, as if we do this actually, Fontarosa, we could train as a left back. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. We won't have Smalling for long, but this man I hope we can have for a long time. Welcome to the club, David Perez, and he's a Spanish keeper. If you get the gist here. I mean, if you think about it, there was a goalkeeper who was Spanish called David and released from United, just like Smalling essentially was. So that is a really good player to having this team. But we're not done there though. Oh no, we're not. Welcome to the club, another ex-Prem player in Bertrand Traore. That's our right mid sorted. Already a right mid from Burkina Faso. I believe so anyway, and that changes our objectives for this season indefinitely. With the state of the team as it is, there's some weak players in there, but we must push for at least a playoff place. I mean, our team is good enough as we start off with Watford, of course, a reputable club, one that's got a lot of Premier League experience in it already, as can we know we don't beat the Hornets. With our new built team, there's always that element that players won't click immediately on the field, and it seems to be the case here, but still I'm not worried, as Salford City have a season to turn this around. And well, so far not so good in this season here with Salford, because you can see 14th a game, or I think it was 15th last season, but still for the Ammies we need to be higher, need to be challenging. As always, as looking at the team, I mean, have we made the wrong decision by leaving youth up front? I mean, maybe we have done, because as you can see here, Kelvin has 9 goals, Morton has 6. Now there's a problem with Godoy, because he's only played 5 games and only scored 1 goal. Maybe he needs replacing. As bringing a big man to the club is what we need to do and have done. Welcome to Salford, Callum Wilson, who hopefully can upturn our form. And has he done that? Well, I can reveal to you, yes, he has. We're in the playoffs. We host Middlesbrough at the Peninsula, whilst Watford have Norwich at Vicarage Road. But what a comeback. We were 14th, and to finish 5th with only one addition truly has me thinking that Callum Wilson is honestly a real god. Of course, we'll lose Chris Smalling, but everyone else that you see here with these beautiful ratings are sticking around for next year, as our top scorer still is Cordoba. And no, I didn't miss that Callum Wilson was third, as 1-1 draw in the first leg against Borough, I can't lie, isn't the greatest, but overall, Batman Cordoba sends us through to the Championship playoff final, as we will face under the Wembley Arch the team we face first in this season. It is the Hornets. Will it be 3 out of 4 or misery at the door of Wembley for Salford? It is not. 3 penalties scored and 3 promotions in 4 seasons for the class of 92 team, as it's Bertrand Traore and just the 2 right-hand sided players that win the trophy of promotion. And Premier League status for the lads. Gary Neville and co will be very proud of this one, facing their ex-club Manchester United in the big league amongst all the others. But we've got to have a squad to compete. And I mean financially, the whole reason this video was made is because they're planning on getting some big investment, and 66 million in the Premier League right here seems to be what's happening in real life, as in having money pushed in the club, as we need to push a new right back into the squad. Priority number 1. Emil Kraft isn't going to cut it. He was a short-term replacement, and so, to be fair, was Bertrand Traore. If we could find a youngster to replace them, that would be perfect. Then again, youngsters never over 75 rated. When we look at our own in Davison and Ferry, same with David Perez, they never started at 75 or 73 in Emil Kraft's case, and he's retiring anyway, so we do need that replacement quick. Has also spent some money on some coaches to make sure we can get playing this season, which we need to, with the help of these men right here. Firstly, a right back, building that right hand side up. I said it would be hard to find a 73 rated. We found a 75 in Vince Barreira, a nice little Spaniard to dance down that side along with this technical player. Just like Traore. We'll switch and swap. Angelo Preciadio. He comes across, I believe, from Ecuador. 2 interesting signings straight into the squad, but I have just realised he's still not a right midfielder. However, his rating is actually higher than Preciado's. I mean, I'll put him back on his right-hand sided midfield training. I just honestly got fed up of him first time round, as he can still sit on that bench for a little bit longer alongside Kian Breckin, who's a backup midfielder. Love how we've shaped this squad. Looks all good, at least to survive season 1, as it's not going to be easy still to do that though, because the first game, Chelsea away. Although not doing the best. In the Carabao Cup final, we do get a draw against the high-flying Blues. Cole Palmer with the late goal, but Davison proves that Salford City can compete at this level. And contrary to a lot of previous seasons we have done building teams, we've usually gone into the Premier League and fought at the top, but here with Salford, we're down there in 16th. So yeah, 1 point above relegation. We're in a relegation scrap. I mean, it gets a thrill going, just a little bit. I mean, I don't like that my club Grimsby's in one, but still, if we escape it, what a feeling it will be. As you can see, we're out of both cups, so full focus on it, and we need to stay up, and to be fair, we've got a relatively good team. I mean, growth has stalled in a few of our players, and we do have some old players like Wilson and Cordoba, but overall, maybe I'm reading into a little bit too much, but Ronnie Davison, with the injury he has and the lack of centre-backs, I think that's a reason we're doing quite badly. So a short-term fix is priority, and who better to fix it with than Virgil van Dijk? Yes, his rating's quite low. He is on the downgrade. But do I care? Not at all, because he plays a part in keeping Salford City, that's right, Salford, Liverpudlian captain, keeps a Mancunian club up in 14th in the Premier League. Good job, Virgil, and you can see by his energy, he has been fully in this fight with us. It may be only one season we get out the man, but what a season it was. As Davison goes straight back in, and that squad just needs a striker. For next year, that is, as our best player at the club is the new captain, Alessandro Fontarosa, alongside Ferry, the centre mid. As you can see, Kelvin was our top scorer, one of the two, as Callum Wilson slipped off, but we can forgive him for how good he was last year. Although this year, with how he's done and how he is 36-year-old, he has to probably go. And God bless that new chairman. Of course, we don't want him appearing in League 2, because putting that much money at the bottom of English football is not a good thing, but 75 million in the Prem is. I can tolerate that. The only problem is we can't spend it to its full potential, of course, as we can't sign actual players up, but we can try and get a free agent striker. As I said, drop Wilson to the bench straight away, and sorry, Callum Hendry, you're not going to stay there. As also, I'm looking at replacing Watt, although an original, not very strong. We can get a free agent in, and actually, no, we've got a strong midfielder accompanying Watt. Maybe again, it's another right-hand-sided midfielder needed, as Bakrayo's hit 40 or 30. Don't know how I didn't read that right, as let's just go and see who we actually do sign. And I mean, I've found 3 guys that fit our team and what we want to do absolutely perfect. As the first one of those is a right-hand-sided player. Yes, we bit the bullet and we've gone and got Delane Bakwa. But not only him, of course, I spoke about Watt's replacement. It's a sad time, but he will still be on the bench. And the man we've got in, Jackson Bartlett. Look at the rating, 81, and this man's only 18. A small player at 5'5", but honestly may complete the team after we bring in this striker. And this is the signing of the save. The signing of the save so far. But the class of 92 have got together and signed the man of the 92 at the moment. Rasmus Højlund finding himself as a free agent, so you know we had to snap him up. Building a very good team now. We've got youngsters, and we've got another one, or ex-youngster in Højlund, who's actually the same age as Kelvin, and them two could have a partnership. As I'm gonna test it in this Premier League opener where we need to finish above 14. Not in this one game, of course. That doesn't make sense, as it is only a 0-0 draw with Brighton, and what a boring game. 0 shots either team. They dominate, but we get a point, and we've got to build on that point. And ladies and gentlemen, without spending a penny, Salford City are cooking up a storm. That's rating-wise halfway through the season, where all our players are phenomenal. Paul Ferry, one of the world's best players now, along with Ronnie Davison, and even David Perez. Call him David De Gea, because he's almost better than him, as Rasmus Højlund might be better than Haaland soon. I mean, one question is he above him in the league? We've got to be doing well, and we are. Not challenging top spot, however, but still in a UCL spot. Didn't expect that coming into this episode, as Salford have Blackburn in the FA Cup. The reason I'm mentioning cups this time round is because I want a good run, but Everton knock us out the Carabao. Not too great in that competition, but honestly, we're doing well in the Prem. No one on my radar, and no one who gets in that squad who's a free agent. So we've got to keep on going. And end of the year, we have done it. We haven't moved an inch, or actually, we have. We've moved up one. Manchester City win the league on only 78 points. Still, we were 6 points behind them. I don't mind that. I mean, we've got Champions League football, and we'll give it as best with presumably a good squad. That's what we should have anyway, as in the cup, we were beaten on penalties by Chelsea. Semi-finalists. Of course, the Carabao's a different story. We absolutely hate and are allergic to that competition. But what we're not allergic to is building a squad now. Honestly, tell me, That's not Champions League worthy. Next season, we've got a big chance at having 490 rated because the 2 centre-halves are almost there. It's now, unfortunately, just our left-hand side that isn't good enough, and that hurts because these two have been here since League One. Remind you that all good things have to come to an end, but the team's good run is not coming into an end. Look, we have high ratings all over the shop and a high scorer in Rasmus Højlund with 28. And a bit of a different start to this next season. Here with Salford in the Champions League, where we know we need a left-hand sided player, but looking through wingers, I can't see anyone good. And the reason I looked through wingers is because I looked through left mids as well, and I am telling you now, there is nobody good enough. As you could see how much I scouted then. And yeah, I'm not scouting any longer. I've just known there's no one good enough. Come to my senses that the world is telling me Cordoba has to play this season. Now, I haven't actually checked left back just yet, so that's what I'm going to check next. As Virgil van Dijk. Not looking good, bro, for him on the bench. And we need some bench defenders. That is another necessity. As we've managed to find one bench player. Right, Van Dijk is replaced by Ousmane Ali, a 75 rated centre-back who I may train as a full-back and train this man as our backup centre-back. Because we've already got Watt as a backup midfielder and Sofian Amrabat is a defensive man himself. And just because we can, something I didn't think about, we've got a backup striker, Kasper Dolberg, for the bench. 3 good signings you can see right there with the ratings. 2 old and then 1 young. You could also see we did try for a left back in Fabio D'Angelo, but beaten to him by Brighton. Seems like even Champions League football isn't enough to convince people to come to Salford. I mean, some people don't fancy it and some people aren't up for the challenge, as we need a backup keeper. No idea where our man went, so Velicios Barkas will come in as the backup man. And honestly, that is it. That is our signings done. And no one replacing the first teamers. As our first game of the season, West Ham United. Now, no first team signings, but I've got faith. And no, faith isn't the name of a player. Faith in the team that right there can do the beeswax. Beeswax or business, whatever you want to say, as Salford win the first game. Højlund and Baku with the goals, as also it's worth saying how quick Amrabat changed. Centre-back already, as he should be already. And I can't believe I'm saying this, for the Champions League, as Salford host Atletico Madrid, Mönchengladbach and Dynamo Kiev in the group stages. What an occasion. Salford City in the Champions League. I think we'll see that one day. I don't know if it will be actually whilst I'm still alive, but that's a depressing thought, as in the league. We are 3rd in this table, and you can see we're definitely in a title race and above Man United. Something I didn't touch on last season, of course, as Salford still in the cup against Barnsley. Can't say the same, though, for the Carabao Cup. It was Manchester City who we're chasing, who beat us only on penalties. But after all of that, we are through in the Champions League. Leipzig are the team we're going to face, as another German club joined us through the group stages. Atleti knocked out, and we are knocked into first gear with the rating of our players. We've got to be up there as favourites. Got to be up there competing in the Champions League. Reaching the semi-final is a minimum, especially when you've got a player such as Rasmus Højlund with 23 goals. I mean, he's been a bit greedy, not much assists, and we've got to have him carry it on right here. Leipzig, come on, Rasmus Højlund, or anyone else, just score a few goals, as it's Højlund with 1. And we are in front. That was the leg in Germany, as the leg back in Manchester, or Salford, we win 2-1. And that sees us through to another tricky banana skin. I mean, Roma, we should be favourites. No Jose Mourinho, no party for Roma, as you can see. Bartlett and back we're with them. Semi-finals, here we come. Semi-finals, here we come. As it's Bartlett again and Kasper Dolberg off the bench. As what stands in our way now is Real Madrid. Inter and Borussia Dortmund lurking in the distance. I think this will be the most difficult though. We've got to overcome Real, and we do it at the Bernabeu. Nilling Real. That isn't an easy feat, and beating them 4-1 on aggregate as well. A final for Salford, and it will be against BVB. Haaland's ex-team against Højlund. I mean, I'm trying to add a little bit of an edge to it. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. Højlund's got no link to Haaland. Apart from his rating, as 94 rated, maybe better than the big man himself. And how many goals did he get in the end? Now, 41. Højlund. Rasmus Højlund, what are you playing at? Because whatever you are playing at, get the rest of the squad playing it. And keep it up in this final, as we need to check the Premier League first. Oh, my days as well. Oh, it's not over. Right, we could still win the league. 68 points. As after simming the rest of the Prem, it's still Arsenal who win it. And to be fair, we do not care, as Arsenal are a team in the final of the Champions League. Salford are, and Salford have got to win it. As hang on as well, I've never seen this graphic before. Rasmus Højlund? What is this? Call me stupid. Call me uneducated in my own field, but I have never ever seen this graphic before. I'm sure it was the Ballon d'Or, but hey, player of the season for the Champions League final. That is something completely new to me, as something not new to Haaland is the stadium we're playing at. Old Trafford, of course, his old stomping ground, and the stomping ground of the owners, if I'm not mistaken. Does seem quite dodgy, that, when it's the old home of the owners, but still we don't care. As back we're running infield, Bartlett with the ball, and could we get an early lead? It's a good little pass, and Kelvin with the goal. 7 minutes in, Salford have the lead here in Manchester. Not a long travel and not a lot of time on the clock before Kelvin just passes it underneath Coble, and that, my friends, is 1-0 Salford in the big game. Love that, you know, absolutely love that. But Dortmund still gonna fight back and try and whip a cross in. Barreira with the block, and oh my days, they might have another chance here. Don't tell me that's a penalty. No, it's not. It's a free kick on the edge of the box, and it seems like, no, it's not gonna be Daniel Malin. It's gonna be Irankunda, who I think will never take another free kick again. An absolutely shocking set piece, as here he is again, though, trying to make up for it and testing David. Good little shot, that. A pop shot as well as Daniel Malin. Okay, being stretched a little bit by Dortmund. Still, we've got to defend, and we have got the ball away. This is a chance for our centre mid Bartlett, who passed it straight to them, and I've got to admit, we're really struggling here, Salford. Come on, get a foot on the ball. Just try and pass this around. There we go. Ferry into Kelvin, the goal scorer. Needs to try and find a ball through. It's good passing, and it's Rasmus Højlund. He's going to try and go around the keeper. He's pushed it a long way, and he's scored. That is the cushion we needed. Rasmus Højlund back at his old home. And that is just what the doctor ordered. Beating the offside trap and beating Coble. Really embarrassing him. And what a great time to score. Just on the cusp of half-time. Salford 2 to the good. I mean, we've got to keep it up, though. We've got to keep it up. It's Adeyemi. They'll try anything to get back into it. What a strike. And I mean, what a ball that is. Ferry, the centre mid with a chance. As we almost had a third. And Sangare has got it through to Batruina. And that is a strike from the Croatian. Now, yeah, fair play. I mean, Champions League goals, they do get remembered. I don't know if Dortmund win, but if that sparks something in the... I mean, fair play. That is a wonderful goal. Still, from our point of view, or from a manager's point of view, very sloppy standing off. We've allowed them to make this game exciting, which we couldn't really afford to do. Get chasing them, and get shutting down Batruina. That is it, Fonterosa. Into him. Don't give him an edge, as there we go. We've gave our midfield man an edge here. It's Bartlett who has to strike from range. That has to go in. It's getting nervy here in the last 8 minutes. A strike over the top, and a very close strike at that. As come on, Cordoba, spark some magic. The man who's been here a long time, he's lost the ball. Adeyemi into Batruina again. We've got to stop that man from running at us. We don't, and it's Adeyemi now. In a bit of a slipstream getting round us, and Ben Seguia, tackled by Fonterosa. He's whacked the ball forward, and that means finally the game is brought to a halt. And Salford City, with Gary Neville in charge, have won the biggest trophy in the Champions League. Get in there. We were so perfect, got our tactics right, down to the T. And actually up there for my man of the match is the captain, Alessandro Fonterosa, who's been with us since the championship, and he has been amazing in this fairy tale story for Salford. I mean, not fully fairy tale. We've signed some good players, and of course, in real life, Salford are getting a bit of money, or hope to get a bit of money. As if you want to see this happen with any other team, comment them down below.